Once again, I see some haters. What you so mad at now?
You know, it's taken me a little while to get my thoughts together about this. As you can guess where we are right now, we're at the back office room area where we all took a photo together. I thought this would be like a fitting place to do this. And I know more than likely, Chev, Melon, you're wondering what this is all about. So for the past like 3 or 4 weeks, I've been poking people behind the scenes going, hey, I want to put a video up for these two just to say thank you and our experiences in it and how it's helped you out and so on and so forth. And yeah, I tried to get everyone I could, but I didn't want to make the video too long. But I gave everyone like between less than 5 minutes up to 10 minutes max, just to speak their mind, right? And I think I'm gonna start first. I've been in this community a long time. Like most people know, I've been here since mid to late 2021. I've been here a while. And people would call me a vet right now. God, that makes me feel old. Makes me feel older than usual. But, you know, I've been here. I've been to plenty of Dieselworks in the background. I just sat in the background and just watched people, you know, blossom in their own way, which is still great to see. And it's just been amazing. You guys have put like, you know, your heart, your blood, sweat and tears, your souls into this place. And there's not been a single person who, you know, who hasn't come here and said you haven't helped them and it hasn't been a positive experience, or any DJ that's actually ever complained. Like, you guys have done amazing and you should be proud of that. Yeah, and for some reason you put that Terrell's guy and he sucks ass. Just saying. But you've also helped people come out of their shells a little. And, you know, that also speaks bounds. Is, you know, there's so many people that have come up to me behind the scenes, or I've got like footage that I'm not going to share because, you know, some stuff's got to be left on the cutting room floor, unfortunately, where like how you have affected them in their everyday life has been massive. I don't think sometimes you two realize that. Maybe you do, but like, you know, you should be proud. You should be very proud. You know, all of us are just always going to have each other's back anyway if any of us need anything. But anyway, I'm waffling. So I'm going to leave it as this. You two should be proud. Thank you very much for everything that you've done. If you two need anything, you know how to reach out to me. My door is always open. You know how to reach out to me, both of you. And I think I'm just going to leave it to everyone else to speak. Speak to you later, guys.
Hey, it's Arrow. I'm on desktop, so I can use my good microphone. I didn't think it was right not to at least say thank you to the space, to the memories we made in it, and the friendships we're all going to have for a really long time. To Melon, to the entire Dieselworks staff, past, present, or future, except for Chev, I'm joking. Thank you so much for all the time and effort that you put into creating the space. Thank you to welcome me into your home, and in some cases literally, and give me a place at a point in my life that I really, really needed. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way too. I love all of you and appreciate all of you and can't wait to see what you do going forward. I don't know where I'd personally be without Dieselworks and the Diesel Dorks, and not only that, but musically, some of the most memorable nights I've ever had in my life. I was going to shows for a long time, and some of the stuff I've heard here and seen here was just incredible and stuff I'm never going to forget for the rest of my life. So thank you for everything. Thanks for everything that you built, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Love you.
Hey guys, I'm here to make a video to say thank you to Melon and Chev for the past 4 years and what they did for Dieselworks. It's been an incredible journey, seeing everything around it grow, and it's been one hell of a journey for me personally, and one that I never saw ever happening in any capacity. Being able to be here since day one with Zenith, and when the place was called Melon House, to watch it grow to the monolith that it became within the greater VR chat rave community has been incredible. And it's something that Melon needs to be insanely proud of, because there's not many people out there that can say that they've done something like this. It's wonderful. And the changes that it did for me personally have also been stuff I never expected. My friends went from 3 people I've known since high school to more than I can count. With how old that I've gotten, it's crazy to me that this ever happened. And I'm incredibly thankful for that. It also helped reignite some interests and hobbies. It showed me a whole new world of 3D asset creation when I thought I was done with that back in college. And I mean, I graduated in 2018 and thought, no, it's not for me, and dropped it. But getting brought into this space changed all that, and I'm very appreciative of everything that happened with that and giving me another sense of purpose. Yes, thank you, you two, for everything that you've done. It's been incredible. I know we'll be seeing more awesome things being created from the both of you. And I can't wait to see what those things are going to be. You two need to be incredibly proud of these last 4 years and everything that you've done. It's great. What y'all two did was great. And I will be forever thankful for this redirection in life.
Hey Chev, Melon, I just wanted to thank you guys for everything you've done for the Dieselworks community. This group of friends and people that can get together and have fun every once in a while. For me, Dieselworks has been a place where I feel comfortable being myself, and a lot of the people here are also not afraid to be themselves, and it just gives this real feeling of just like these are real people that you can make good connections with, which is not easy to come across these days. And I am super thankful for everything that you guys do, and just being able to have the space, even if music events aren't like the focus. I don't think it ever was. Always kind of, and at least in my mind, kind of just icing on the cake. Dieselworks is a lot of very special people that I hold very close to my heart. Everyone here makes me smile, laugh on a daily basis. I look forward to getting home, getting to spend time with people. playing games together, and of course, when they were around, the events just a place to show that you care and enjoy some music together with other people. Other than that, I respect the shit out of both of you, and I've always looked up to you both and several other people around here. Sorry, and I know no one's going anywhere. It's just that's pretty obvious at this point, I think. But I just wanted to express how thankful I am for everything that you guys have done and where we are now as a community, as friends and acquaintances and family members. Everyone's got a different word for it. Thank you. And I hope to see what you all choose to keep doing in the future, whether you want to share with others or not. I respect that. But if there is anything you wish to share, I do look forward to it. Best of luck in the future, and I fucking love you guys. So, again, thank you, and take care.
Okay, so it Turl's asked me to put this together. I've been thinking about over the most of the week about how to even like begin with this, and I think the best place to start is like with how I got into the club scene in the first place, because it's really tied into this. So when I heard of the club scene, and my whole like prerogative when going into it was just, I just want to make some memories. I want to go to a couple shelters because I knew about that one, find a couple other events, pop-ups or whatever it might be, and just like say I was there, because I recognized that the club scene was kind of a really unique thing, and I just wanted to get that experience before this goes away, because everything online, especially with like live events, that shit's ephemeral and ethereal and will just disappear one day and you'll never be able to do it again. And so I knew that, and I wanted to make those memories. So I went to a couple shelters, went to a couple pop-ups. I was having a good time, but I had this overwhelming sense of like, I don't belong here. Like just this sense of like, well, I'm not really a music person. Like I'm a visual arts person. This isn't, I've made some friends, but when I talk to them, I don't really relate in a way. Like it felt off. You know what I mean? Like it just felt kind of, I'm not part of this. And then I bumped, just random chance, I bumped into Comfy Kitten, and she immediately was like, yo, you need to meet my friends, blah, 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 right? And started talking me up and stuff and saying like, there's this Aerotech's having a birthday. It's really cool. You'll like him. You remind me a lot of him, all this stuff. And I kind of like, not too long before I started getting on VR and all that regularly for events and everything, I went through a pretty fucked up experience with like a friend of mine that I considered really close, like a sibling to me. I don't want to go into that. It's not really what this is about, but it was traumatic to say the least, and it left me completely unable to trust like any platonic friends. Like I could not develop a close relationship with like anybody. I felt so distant from everybody in every way because of what had happened to me, because of this experience I had. But something about the whole thing, I was being offered to go meet these Dieselworks people. I was like, yeah, all right, why not? Like may as well. It's not going to hurt me. And I had heard of Dieselworks before, and I had an interest, and I still have an interest in old 90s and 2000s like electronic music. That's the stuff I really like. The modern stuff I love, but it doesn't get me excited. And I had seen some screenshots of Dieselworks of the venue, and I saw that, it has like this kind of old European style brickwork and stuff, and all these other little details and things I noticed, and just how the world was made, where I was like, wow, these people really give a shit. Like they're really trying to evoke this era. These people have, like, who run this, have a ton of respect for this. So I already wanted to check out Dieselworks, and here was this person not only saying, hey, I go to Dieselworks a ton, I can definitely get you in, but also saying, hey, I like you and want you to be part of this like group, which and it ended up being, I think, one of the best things that ever happened to me. This group really became like this found family, and through knowing these people and just spending time with them, I started to regain that ability to actually feel like close to people, to open myself up to people and trust like friends again. It sounds really sappy and like dramatic and stuff, but that is genuinely what happened. And it's just, I don't want to prattle off all the names because you guys know who you are, but I'm not even sure who Turles is going to show this. I don't know if it's going to be just Melon and Chev or it's going to be everybody. I don't know. But it genuinely changed my life completely for the better. And I don't know where I'd be without it. I'd be a really different person. I'd probably be a more bitter person than I am now. And I know I'm not around all the time, but like the time I've spent with the Dieselworks and in that community has meant more to me than I think a lot of things have, especially in the past few years. And the impact that the Dieselworks community has had on the club scene as a whole has been just monumental. Like it's a lot of little things, but it's these good vibes that just kind of reverberate out from that community. Because a lot of the diesel workers or Dieselworks or whatever, they have their kind of hands sort of all over the place, right? Like a lot of the regulars or, like me, I staff for Shelter. I know Chroma is definitely one of the Dieselworks, and he's doing a ton of shit for Shelter. We got just all kinds of people doing all kinds of stuff for different venues, and it's been such a positive impact on the scene as a whole. And I think Melon and Chev should be really proud of the community that they've built and the lives that that community has ended up touching and changing, because that's no small feat, and it's nothing to take for granted. I know I take the community for granted occasionally, and I shouldn't, but like, Jesus Christ, you don't really know what you had until it's gone, I guess. And so I stepped into this scene wanting to make a couple memories, to go to a couple events and say that, hey, I was here, and I got way, way, way more than I bargained for in like the best possible way. So, yeah, I guess that's really all I want to say. I mean, I could ramble for hours on this, but I don't know how long I've been talking for, but I should probably wrap it up, and let the other people Turles wants to record have something to say. But just thanks so much for dragging me into this shit and having me, because goddamn, I've never felt like I belong to something more, and not many people get to say that. So, Dieselworks forever and all that. My hips doing. Okay, I think that's enough. I think we can stop recording.
What are my thoughts on Dieselworks and all of the people involved with the events? Absolute top tier bunch of folks. Like in the early days, there wasn't a template to follow, It was just a bunch of pioneers, a bunch of us kids doing what we loved, bringing the music to the people and bringing the people to the music. Dieselworks absolutely has always been in the absolute top ranks of people pushing that influence and making a difference in the space. A lot of us wouldn't be here without folks like that. So personally, I feel a ton of love from everyone involved with Dieselworks. And I'd, just want to express that to them. Big love to Melon, big love to Chev. We don't always hang out because we're always busy people, but big love to everybody involved with Dieselworks. Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly show my appreciation for Dieselworks and where it's led me in life, the friends I've made, the experiences I've had, and the places I've ended up. I never thought in a million years I would end up in a community this large and also feel such a deep connection to it. I just wanted to quickly personally thank Chev and Melon for all of the work they've done over the years on this project, all of the dedication. For example, Chev bringing all his fucking equipment to Florida on a work trip to be able to still be present for one of the last events. That dedication doesn't go unnoticed. I just want to say I really appreciate seeing the passion and the drive and all the effort that goes into these events, into these spaces. It makes it so much more meaningful. And I don't know, every Dieselworks event was really, really special to me. And has made me so happy to gather in this space and listen to the beautiful music that people would play here. See all the beautiful faces of my friends gathering here, spending the night with them. Not that one. We don't talk about that one. It's been incredibly important to me, and I've looked forward to every event. Seeing all the regulars and everyone I consider my friend. Just all gathering here. And knowing that we're probably not going to be here again in that capacity, if at all. This is all just gone now. It's been hard to process. All the people here, all the things we've done, all the silly little dumb shit. I don't know where I'd be without it. I don't know if I'd still be here. You're both extremely talented individuals. Good luck in your future endeavors, and I'm excited to see what the two of you just end up creating, end up doing. I want to see where your passions drive you.
Hey everyone, it's me, Yana. I wanted to talk about thanking Dieselworks and how Dieselworks actually affected me, not just me personally, but also how it affected my life. I've been through so much through my life, to the point where I just didn't, it affected me socially, that I just didn't want to talk to anybody at that point. I never had the courage to meet new people. I never had the courage to talk to anybody, when I first came around. All I just been mostly doing is just mostly enjoying the music, until I decided to actually start going to events. I have decided to go to the after parties, hang out in Discord, everything like that, and during the whole time there, it helped me a lot, grow and meet wonderful people. And was able to get a chance to DJ there too. But honestly, in general, Dieselworks for me has been one of the life changers that I've had, base experience, not just in VR, but also IRL too. If you've seen me IRL, yeah, you get to see my ugly face. So yeah, just Dieselworks in general just have been a really, really positive thing in my life, and without Dieselworks, I seriously wouldn't be here as of today. And I say that to a lot of things too, because there's just been a lot of things that helped me up as I was just down, and especially how my life just went just completely went downhill and to the bottom, to the point I I almost just wanted. I almost ended my life like twice. But Dieselworks honestly has been a great and a life-changing experience to at least have me known that I can stay strong for all of you, because the fact that you all still care about me, and I care about all of y'all too. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. And I want to thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for everything that you've done and helped me through my troubling times. So, I thank you, Dieselworks.
For the past about 3 years, almost 3 years now, I would call Dieselworks probably my home in VR chat, because I just haven't found another community quite like this, where I've made so many friends and had so many like positive experiences with. I honestly don't know where I'd be in this game in life without that community. I just want to say, like, thank you for all the experiences and the memories over the past 3 years or so. It's just been just core memories. Nothing else to say. Like, probably remember this forever. Just thank you so much, Melon and Chev, and everybody else who helped out over the years. It's been awesome. Thank you.
Alright, well, here's hoping I don't ramble too much. Figured well, Terrell's asked me to just say a few words about what Dieselworks meant to me, so here I go. You know, it's kind of funny just trying to think back to when I first even found Dieselworks, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I know some folks have been with the group from the very beginning, and that wasn't me. There's a non-zero chance I first heard about it from one of those mini documentaries or something that talked about VR chat. There's a couple of clubs I found from that I kind of got into first, but you know, one night I'm joining off friends and I find myself in this kind of basement under a warehouse type venue room, long narrow hallway, and that was, as it turns out, room 3, the old Dieselworks map, room 3. And you know, I'm kind of just hanging it back, but it's like, hey, this is music I really like, music I've listened to for years before I found VR chat. And I finally found some in VR chat. Drum and bass has been an important part of my life for a long time. Finding drum and bass is what made me want to get more into music, not just listen to it, but mix it and experience shows and all that. But it's kind of funny. It's like, you know, I started just going to the events, and before you know it, I'm somehow like, it's just a part of the gang, a part of the crew. I don't know what you want to say. Like, somewhere along the line, I started going to the Dieselworks and you know, the little Cozy Works side events Chev puts on here and there. In addition, and somewhere along the line, it's like I'm getting invited to be part of there's a commission Dieselworks gang got that kind of memorializes where we all were at the beginning. I want to say at the beginning of 2023 is when that kicked off. And then, because it was really that New Year's Eve too, where Dieselworks and Shelter collabed. I was kind of invited to, like, hey, just come be part
part of it. We want to make sure you're there. You're one of us. And that crazy, I don't know, it just feels crazy to me to be like that tight in a community, but it's really what it is. You know, Dieselworks is a venue. Dieselworks is, you know, it's got the music, the drum and bass, the hardcore, and that's like kind of what brings us together. But ultimately, we end up where we're more of a community than anything, and that's really what it is at the end of the day. Dieselworks is above and beyond all else just a community of I don't even want to say like-minded people. I mean, we are in many ways, but it's also like there's the spread of like the regulars and the like the core people. And you know, since getting involved, just getting to know everyone and being like a regular and stuff in Dieselworks, I've ended up meeting in person like a large number of the folks through either other events that had like kind of an IRL component. You know, the shelter con events. Met some of the folks at MagFest as well. A few of us got together and rented a cabin in the woods for a long weekend, and you know, it's just, I'm never gonna forget these memories. I'm never gonna forget these people. I think VR in general and Dieselworks is like a major part of that. It's just such a, for me, it's like a creative canvas. It gives you just an opportunity to express myself, and even more so to see others express themselves. And to me, that's just, you can't replace it. You know, there have been some folks who've moved on from the VR space, but for me, it still hasn't lost its magic. And I kind of stubbornly refuse to let it do so. So even if Dieselworks is no longer, at least on hiatus or whatever it is, we're not having any more events for any time in the foreseeable future, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be around. And I know a lot of this community is still going to be around. You know, maybe we lose one space that's important to us, but I think it's more important that we all just stick together and maintain those friendships and that creative energy and drive and move it forward. I know, if anything, it's just forcing me to sit back and realize, like, if I have creative ideas, I have things that I want to see happen here, I have to make them happen, and hopefully I can do that together with some of the many great folks I've met and known along the way, through Dieselworks and otherwise. Before I sign off, I was gonna stop it, but before I sign off, I just wanted to thank Melon, Chev, Shaggy, everyone else who's ever contributed to putting together Dieselworks, as well as all the DJs, VJs, and everyone else who's made these events possible. You know, I thinking back, I'm recording here in room 3, and I said I was going to stop. I'm going to ramble a little more because that's kind of how I am. But, you know, I'm here in room 3 because all of the Dieselworks events are key, but some of the absolute best nights of my life have been down here in the room 3 basement. So, where I'm going to send it off. I love you, Dieselworks. I love everyone I've met through or hang out with in Dieselworks. Thank you.
So when I found Dieselworks, it was from like a Twitter post probably. I think it was like for Silent's birthday at some point. Then they did it Dieselworks, and then I remember like typing Twitch chat, wow, this world looks sick. I want to join here in virtual reality chat. And then joining, and then I remember seeing, I remember seeing a poster on the wall for the next event and then being like, haha, that's a fun little Easter egg. And then like a couple days later, the next event got announced. That was kind of fun. I don't remember if that was at the, I'm not sure if that was at Silent's birthday or if that was at the one where Isle played. I'm not sure. I remember the one where Isle played, I remember the most because it showed me it. I'm going to talk a lot about drum and bass on this because that's just like going to be real. That's like probably the biggest thing that I know Dieselworks for, right? So, and because I've always really liked this type of music, but I didn't really know how to describe it and like put it into like words and like a sound in which could be encapsulated into something that just works for me. And I remember listening to Isle's set in 2021 at Dieselworks 3, maybe 4. I don't remember. Point is, an early one. I remember it mostly because that's the one thing. That's the earliest clip of VR chat I have on my computer, is me going hard at Isle's set because I set up a stream camera in order to film the back of my avatar in order to see how Audio Link looks in an actual world. And that's the reason why that one clip exists, where I just like finger wagging at Isle playing Future Cut 2020, doubled with optical slip through. I remember that set so much because it was the first time that I have ever like stink faced super hard at like a set that wasn't like someone that I knew. Because before this, like the event that I remember most before this was one where I went to go see Ghost Data, and but I knew Ghost Data from beforehand, from Spotify. He was like my most listened to artist in 2020. So I wanted to go see him in VR chat anyway. And then this like Dieselworks is like, then being able to, I remember hanging out at this event and then listening to Isle's set and being like, wow, this is really cool music. I want to come here more and listen to more music like this, because it was a brand new experience. I was just looking for people to be around. I had no friends at this point. Basically, I like showed up into the Loner Discord when Shelter, Loner, and Tube all ran under one roof, and then they like went off and I remember it may have been in the Zenith Discord even. I don't remember, but I remember hanging out in there, and I had not made any friends at that point. But I stuck around until the end of a Dieselworks event. And I remember Melon, Chev, and a few other people were all looking for Backstreet Boys tickets on the stream, and I was like I went into like my small avatar. And there was no more music. It was like 11:30 at night Pacific or something, which means there's no more music anywhere. No, it was on a Wednesday because it was pandemic time still. People still didn't have jobs. Back when Dieselworks ran on Wednesdays. Or, yeah, some weekday where it wasn't like super, super awful. Well, but like people still went to events on weekdays because people still didn't have jobs. And I remember I was hanging out after that. We're all looking at Backstreet Boys tickets, and that's when I added Melon. And then I had met Chev before at the Muzz tour for like 2 seconds. That's where I also met Arrow. And this like sort of spurred me to just kind of like hang out around these people more. And then I like eventually like got caught into like a few other people, and then kind of fell out with them eventually, but this group, eventually I wanted to, the group I was hanging with at the time, y'all did like that very first open deck here. And then I played a whole lot of Pendulum because I just started DJing, and it was like August or something. So, I remember coming here and being like, this is probably like the most like late summer, because when I was younger, there would sometimes be like, when I was like really like probably around like before I was in elementary school, probably, I remember there being like late summer block parties like in our neighborhood, and then there always took place at like 5 to 6 p.m. There were snow cones there, and then this map reminded me of that the most. Like I've been to like a ton of maps at this point, but like this specific time of day, it like lighting in the sky, and just the way that everything just cascades down, and it just gives me the most like sincere sense of nostalgia that I've like probably experienced in a minute. So like Terrell's told me to keep this maybe around like 10 minutes, and I looked at the time that I've been recording and it says 8 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna hit that mark. So this whole like talking to a camera thing is so strange. Like I'm just talking to me, but actually I'm talking to Terrell's, who I'm sending this to probably, and then I'm probably talking to Melon and Chev the way that he's saying. And I'm so sorry, Terrell. You're going to have to edit a lot of this out.
Minds regarded with envious eyes. Slowly and surely, they drew their plans against us.
As we go into the world of the haters.